like that. Oh, he needs a little, see his jacket collar here, he needs a little collar on there. I'm going to get some water and shove that. So, and there you go.
If you sell it too much, you just dab it
Just
out.
dab it off a little bit, yeah, and it's, I mean, it doesn't matter, because you haven't done any background yet, so if you want to do a more detailed background or something, it'll get covered up anyway.
Oh, that's
So
what
you
was
dip
your
your
background.
brush in the water and then you just tap it against the side to get it cleaned out a little bit?
Just swish it around a little bit, and yeah, you want that bead on there though, you know. So here, let me get this one. This guy's kind of, let me get this guy here. So what I'm doing is I'm running, let's see if I can do it upside down. Who knows, huh? Okay, so like, now I want to have something here, so I'm going to put this green is pretty thick, and I'm going to run it down, and then I'm going to get it wet, so there's a bead on there, and I'm going to run the bead here, and then I'm going to just shove it into that green. It's running down because I'm holding it up, you know, I'm holding it up so it's running down a little bit, but anyway, you kind of get the idea. Here, let me turn it around a minute and fix it. So, and if you don't do it fast enough, it dries. So then you get a hard edge, and then you might have to go in there and scrub it out a little bit. So if you get that happens, just kind of clean it out a little bit. But for the most part, it's a pretty good technique to get that watercolory look, I guess is what we're after. I'll just put some black in there, then you can see it better. There.
So that would work really good for flowers.
Yeah, because if you're
Lay your color
Right.
in and then the bead and just push
push it into it. Yeah, just push it into the. Usually the flowers, depending on the kind of flower, you know, there's more color on the outside than in the inside. So you put it along the edge.
Yeah.
And then put the water down below, and then just shove it up. You can try that. Yeah. So what I did now. Are there any other questions before I move on? Because I kind of showed you the rocks here. I mean, normally I would probably go like this, and I would kind of roll them in there, and then I'd put the water. My bead of water has got a lot of paint on it. And when it dries, it'll look more like that, because it won't be as dark. So, anyway, you can smush it out a little. Okay. So, I brought a bunch of different shapes. If you want to borrow one, you can do your own, or you can. Here, I got this guy. I'll add that to the pile. This one, I don't think, this one's hard because I could put more detail on. So I won't put that one out there because I put all those leaves and stuff on there.
But would you do this same technique with that one with the detail?
Yeah, but I probably would trace it at 2 different times.
Oh.
I would trace the figure and get that in the background done, and then I would trace the leaves on after it was dry and do the leaves separately, because otherwise you wouldn't see where you were going with it.
Okay.
So
that guy's jeans, like how are you gonna fix where it's smudged past his?
I'm probably not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, that's part of making it watercolory looking.
Okay.
It's not exact. I mean, it's not inside the lines. And when you do go inside the lines too much, it looks kind of fake. It looks like a coloring book, I think. And I don't know if I brought no, this one's close to that, where it looks it's too perfect. some things, and then it does look coloring bookish rather than watercolory, you know. This one kinda does because of the vest, I think.
Oh, not really.
But it's not too bad. But anyway, you wanna try to do that. So then, but yeah, you could use that technique on flowers, you could use it on trees. You know, do your outline of your tree and then put the water where you want it and smush it and put more and smush it.
Linda, you said you used a gouache on the one behind you there,
Yep,
and
yep,
it gives kind of a frosty snow.
right, and I probably could, let's see, I probably could show you on maybe this one. I mean, gouache is just watercolor with a lot of chalk in it. So and you put it on, you can put it on fairly thick. I brought some with me. Good thing you mentioned that, I would have forgot about that. So, let's see here, I gotta find a clean spot.
Okay, you can use the lid of your,
Yeah, I better do that because otherwise it's not gonna work out. Okay, so I'm gonna give myself a gob of gouache. And I mean, they have gouache in all kinds of, this one is called permanent white. They have all kinds of it. And then I'm gonna get my gouache.
That's called block.
Gouache. It's here, you wanna pass that around so they can read it? And then the thing about when I did that, you have to remember the wind's blowing and which way is it blowing. So, and on this, I'll just have it go like this. Now, it looks like I'm wrecking the picture. But when it dries, it'll be super light. So you'll have to look at this after a while and see what it looks like. Because it'll be, I kind of got some lines in there. I should probably soften those up. I don't want to have a hard line necessarily. There. That's better. So you'll have to come look at this in a little while and see what it looks like, because that gouache is real translucent and it just leaves the chalky part on, and there really isn't, I don't know, would you call that paint, Pat? I mean, it's not really even like paint in the same way, because it just dries on there and it's chalky looking. And it's a good thing. This is what we use, like if you're trying to make a misty morning kind of thing. And we learned, well, David Smith uses that technique a lot, using the gouache on it. And his misty morning, if you look online, he'll show you that. But it's great for just making stuff look foggy, or, you know, I use it sometimes on fruit, when I paint fruit, because you can put like little things on the fruit. You can just like, you know, put it on with a toothbrush or something, and you have these little white dots, but they're not exactly what, they look a little foggy, you know, like fruit looks, like peaches or something. They look fuzzy, so that kind of will give it that fuzzy look. So, and they do sell gouache in other colors too, but I really can't say I use it much. I have some green and I have some blue that once in a while I use in a background, but the white I use a lot. I go through a lot of that color. So, any other questions? Okay, well, here you go. You can pick out something if you want to try mine, or you can do your own. And here's some carbon paper.